everyone, welcome to the Voice of Charon Healing Podcast. I am Almighty Servant Charon, here to let you know you are power, you are light, you are loved.
You guys, a few episodes ago, I spoke about being careful of what you're listening to on social media. And this is in regards to all of the toxic, low vibrational anger that men are spewing, the division that men are spewing about women, and women ain't ish, and this and that, and 50-50, the battle between that. And I mean, you can be 50-50, but when they speak of it, it's coming from a place of anger. It's coming from a place of lower vibrational. It's coming from a place of insecurity. And right now, most of it is coming from a place of regurgitating what someone else said because of the lacks that they feel within themselves, right? So you guys have heard of this great guy, Yada, and if you haven't, then you should hear it. And I shouldn't say that he's a great guy because technically I don't know him. I just know what he portrays. But what he's portraying is so freaking beautiful, you guys. It's so beautiful. But I'm not really here to speak about him, but the vibration of love that he exudes upon his wife is so beautiful, and it's so healing, and it gives a whole nother perspective or reality to what women are seeking, but it's not out here. It's so freaking rare to see that level of love. It does exist. It is in many places, but it's very rare, you guys. And Yada is very, very rich. So I'm not talking about the monetary aspect of it. I'm talking about the love aspect of it, okay? It's so beautiful, the love. And this isn't what I was going to talk about, but since I'm talking about it now, I guess I'll go there. Like, women are so programmed to be hard and independent and have to be strong because they've been torn down by their lovers. They've been thrown out like trash by their lovers after submitting and giving their all and giving babies and all these things. And then they're thrown out as single mothers struggling to protect themselves and their kids, to keep a head over their head and bearing a weight that is way, I'm not going to say too much for them to bear because they've been bearing it and doing it well. My mom was a single mother. Thank you, Mom. I love you infinitely. So much words could never express. But it's actually very hard for us to even trust a man to submit and have that level of pure divine love that it appears that Yada is exuding and having and sharing with his wife, okay? Okay, now back to my point, though. When I was on one of his posts, I saw the battle thing that he was having with that guy, and I don't even know the guy's name. But if you guys watch Yada, then you already know who I'm talking about. He speaks so toxically of women, and it's the... Even though the words are harsh and negative and stuff, you guys, it's the spirit of his heart. It's the energy behind it. It's the demonic lower vibrational frequency that's going out and spewing and trying to seek division and this and that. And you have to beware, and you must be angry, and you don't trust. And he just puts it on all women. It's not all women. It's the women he's chosen. It's the women that he aligns himself up with. It's the women he this, right? Okay, so anyway, I probably should have the post topic that I was speaking of to speak on this subject, but I do not. So forgive me on this. I am not speaking on this whole man's life. I'm speaking on a specific post that this man put up. It was very toxic. It was very angry. It was very, you could see the evil spirit in him that was literally just trying to spew division amongst men and women that was literally trying to spew fear and mistrust and protect yourselves and amongst men who technically cheat and have done trifling things themselves. So what are you acting like you have to protect yourself from? You're protecting yourself from the beast that you've created, from the woman that has to protect herself from being bashed and torn down, beat and abused by you, used and thrown away as trash by you. That's what you're protecting yourself from instead of becoming a greater person. But that point still is not what I'm here to talk about. Pardon me on looping around, but when it comes to speaking on things, there's a labyrinth of directions, of ways that a situation goes. It is no black and white, okay? All right, but back to the main point. This guy's comment was so toxic that I put something up talking about, I don't know what I said, but it spoke of him maybe needing to choose better women, because there are plenty of women who have high profile jobs, who have amazing jobs, who are not slows, who are not sluts, who are not hoes, who are seeking true love, who are this. There's like so many of them out there, but it's not on the lower vibrational of the, I'm sorry to say BBL, but the BBLs, or the thirsty for attention, are the gold diggers, are the ratchets, are the sexy red fans, are the this that are out there in the world. There are a whole world and plane of beautiful women, if you were seeking someone like that, that are right there in alignment and powerful and in alignment, it can help heal you and love you and raise a family right. But you are speaking of those women. You're speaking of the lower vibrational women that you attract, that you choose to put yourself around, okay? That's kind of basically what it is when it comes to men and women. You guys have had the microphone backwards that whole time. I have my eyes closed in the dark as I speak to you on these podcasts, or at least right now. So in this guy's post, I said that, there's so many beautiful women. You should choose more higher vibrational women and not, the lower hanging fruit that you're trying, and you won't feel that way. There are plenty out here. I said something like that. Don't quote me. And then this guy put a comment on my comment to that guy saying, yeah, well, this guy has been married for 20 years, as if what I just said had no point. And immediately everything flashed in my eyes, that woman could be suffering in a way you don't know mentally. Now, I'm not going to speak on this woman, so I'm not saying that she is. I don't know his wife. I don't know this man, right? Now, my reaction as a normal person would have been to go out and lash and try to prove my point in a way of saying, well, he could be this, she could be that, she might be suffering, I pray for her, or this, that, and just speak on his life and her life and whatever, as if I know, but I don't know, and I wasn't there for that. And that would be a trap that people fall into, to have someone comment and then you go out trying to prove your point, speaking on things that you do not know. Does that make sense? But God makes me silent and slow to speak. So what I did say was the absolute truth, because I was never speaking on that man's life. I do not know that man. I was speaking on the vibrational energy, the low vibrational spirit of causing disunity, of causing people to look at women, not the lower vibrational women that they've been choosing, but all women as if they are an ish and this and that and that and that and that and that and that, which is like the most biggest crock of BS that there is, okay? You could see the insecure, you could see the mistruth in this man's spirit and words. I could feel the agenda of what he was trying to push out into the world, negativity. Now, you guys, some people are in covens, people that you don't even know. And these covens' agenda is literally to spread and create disunity, to literally have people fighting and defensive and fighting each other. That's their freaking agenda, okay? Am I saying that this man is one of those things? No, I don't know what he is. He could be or he can't be. But you don't have to be in the coven to try to seek destruction of people. I'm not saying our people. I'm not saying so-called black people, of all people. This world is right now on so-called evil and so-called good. Peace and dis-ease. Like, they want that lower vibrational. They want you stuck in your head. They want you feeling afraid to join and come together, because when we come together in true love, that's a power that the so-called enemy cannot touch, cannot win. When you stand in it, when you're strong, when you aren't swayed by the asses and the lashes and the fake hair and the nasty attitudes, when you aren't sprayed and swayed by that Jezebel spirit, when you have power, when you have strength, when you have your core, when you stand in your power, when you're a divine king, when you stand in your God power, there is nothing that can touch you, and you destroy the so-called enemy, and you have a strength to lift your people up, no matter the race, no matter the religion, to lift your families up, to lift your communities up, to lift your state up, to lift your world up. There's so much power and unity, and the so-called enemy, which is a spirit first that moves through people, including that toxic man that is going around encouraging and inspiring lower vibrational men, insecure men who are like, why don't I have a girl? Why can't I keep a girl? Why can't I this? They run with that shit like, ugh, instead of tapping into themselves and seeing, why am I attracting this type of woman? Why am I even inviting this type of woman into my life? They don't do that. And this guy is giving them the biggest pacifier to be like, yeah, that's why things aren't right in my life. And they run with it, okay? But man, hold on a second, because I'm not here to bash you right now. Awareness might seem like bashing. Truth might seem like bashing. Flashing a light on you, a mirror on you, might seem like bashing, but it's really to help heal. So let's get to the healing for a moment, because there's always a reason. There's always a core. There's always a pain into which why a person, both male and female, act a certain way, are defensive in a certain way, are like fuck the world in a certain way, are like love the world in a certain way, which might be loving it too much, which might be hating it too much. There's a reason for it, and it was programmed into them, okay? Now hold on, here we go. Men, and men only I'm speaking to right now. And this is going on women. Some women were programmed to have to protect themselves from men. Rightfully so, because a lot of men haven't done so right. If you've ever been in the locker room laughing about how you slept with a girl or whatever after you gave and poured into that woman that you loved and cared about them to have them do it in the first place, you were an evil, dirty, low-down, fucked up dog. You are an evil, dirty, low-down, fucked up dog. So you have no right to ever speak upon how women is dumb or how women is this or how women is that, because you're using the God gift, the God beauty, the God love, the God peace, the God mentalness that was put into a woman to trust and want to build and whatever with the man. You're demonically tweaking that and manipulating that and toying with that and lying with that and being a devil to that to get what you got. That girl isn't stupid. You're a fucking beast. You're a fucking demonic acting beast. Do you understand? That woman isn't dumb. You're demonic. So let's get that right. Now, why are you demonic? Well, first of all, we can go to the music that you hear. We can go back to the Ice Cube era. I'm not speaking of Ice Cube, but he told you about the rap agenda, the gangster rap agenda. They told you about that agenda, and if you haven't heard it yet, you should research it on the music industry and what they did. Okay? But anyway, even without that, slavery and the beating of people, and telling you that you are whatever and niggas and hanging you and all of that stuff, that all had its agenda on mental mind states as well. But let me get back to the point. A lot of women have been beat up so much that they're in protective mode and they're in lower vibrational states, and they're in a state of, I'm going to get you before you get me. So with that, in certain generations, our young boys who were growing up saw their single mothers not trusting men and dating multiple men and playing these men because these women knew that these women wanted to play them, or they've been hurt so bad and programmed so bad that from the men in their life, that they're serial dating, having men in and out of the house, playing these men before these men could play them. And their little sons were watching this as toddlers. Their little sons were watching this as elementary school students. Their little sons were watching this as junior high school. Their little sons were learning and hearing what their mother said about these men and watching what these mothers did to these men, watching what these mothers did with these men. They were programmed, even if the mother didn't say anything, that women will diss and talk behind your back and this and that and that. They saw the disbalance. And even if the men knew that, or the boys knew that men ain't right, they still saw what a woman will do behind the scenes from their own mothers who were traumatized and hurt and didn't have the ability to heal or a safe space to heal, because a lot of men choose to not be shit. Okay, so they saw this, and it's programmed into this that they have to protect themselves from this. And even when the lady acts nice and acts like they love them and all these things, that they truly don't, okay, that they're being played, okay, all these sorts of things. So in a way, we can't blame these little boys that were programmed at that young age, that seed of distrust, that seed of dis-ease, that seed of deception, that seed of battle against men and women is in that toddler inner child within these grown-ass men who are acting like the most lower vibrational heathenistic demons. Okay? So men, you guys have to tap into the things that were programmed into you when you were a child. And you have to find that, and you have to heal that. You have to tap into the things that you learn from your uncles and your daddies and your big brothers and the male examples in your neighborhood. You who are also realize it is a literal weapon to keep man and woman apart, because when man and woman come together in true love, it is one of the most powerful things on earth, you guys. So man, yeah, you feel a certain way and you really believe it in your core, because some of you guys have witnessed some things that other people don't know about. You saw some things directly from your mother. You saw some things directly from your sister, but the weak-mindedness, the brainwashedness, the lower vibrational mental mind state, the general curses of deception and division that has been pressed upon the world by the elites and all this other stuff, the music, the TV shows, the agendas, the people that are in coven spreading all this stuff. That stuff that's with inside of you, you don't have to let it have control of you. But as long as you don't face it, as long as you don't heal it, as long as you don't address the errors in your ways, the way that you guys, as long as you don't address what you know isn't right, when you hear these men laughing or whatever about the deception and the things that they did and how they're so great by lying and being demonic, when you don't tap into, wait, this ish ain't right. If I were standing before God, source, our creator, would God be for it? Would God be laughing and high-fiving me as well? Or would God be like, I don't know you, get behind thee, I don't know you, get your ass out of heaven? And heaven is in our mind states. Hell is in our mind states. It goes way deeper than that. There are actual places as well. But right here, right now, We have heaven and hell right now here on earth. Heaven and hell right here now on earth based on our mindsets. So men, you know you have pain. You know you have hurt. Safe. You don't even feel safe with yourself. So tap into yourself and start healing yourself, okay? And stop trying to put it on a woman to make you feel good, or put it on a woman to make up for the things that happened to you in your past. When it comes down to you, heal yourselves. Now, women, I just spoke about the mothers and the pain and the things that your children see that you program them with, okay? So you need to heal yourselves as well. I'm speaking to the men right now, though. Yeah, you feel a certain way, and you saw it from your own mothers. But your mothers were traumatized by something and trying to get through something that they never knew how to heal, that they never knew how to face, that they had no support in. So you don't want to do as they did. You want to see and be aware so you can be a greater person, so you can break generational curses, so your children can live in a more powerful light, okay? You have to love yourself, and you can't love women or your children if you don't love yourself. So I just pray that you take one little seed from this, and I pray it makes you think. And I pray it gives you the power to tap into yourself and purge some of that bullshit out of you so you can stand in more divine royal power. You are power. You are light. You are love. I say it all the time, but not if you choose to be a low vibrational piece of shit. It all comes up to you, or it all comes down to you. What do you choose, men? Stand in your power. Claim your power and stop being thrown around or failed around with weak mindsets while the so-called elite laugh at you, knowing that their agenda worked and you're just a clown. And you seem as a clown to those who know. You literally appear as the clown that you are. Stand up. Heal yourselves, you guys. I love you. Love yourself. Love everyone.
I am the voice of Charon, an almighty servant of God, okay? I love you. Love yourself. Love everyone. You are power. You are light. You are loved. Make sure you subscribe to the Voice of Charon Healing Podcast, where I speak about any and everything as soon as it comes to my heart. You are power. You are light. You are loved.
This episode is sponsored by Fearless Glory Publishing. Take the first step towards a life of true forgiveness and love with our best-selling book, It All Comes Up to Love, How to Truly Forgive via God's Source, our Creator. Order your copy today at ebook.almightyservant.com.